saying.
Hi, my name is Anna-Mhairi. I am a lens-based artist based in the Black Country, working primarily with photography and filmmaking. I went to university in Liverpool and did filmmaking, and when I returned to the Black Country I began working in social media and digital marketing, and I kind of fell out of love with that world and knew that creativity is what I wanted to pursue. So last year I went completely self-employed, and I now do photography and videography around Birmingham and the Black Country. Sometimes I'm fortunate enough to go up north and down south, but primarily Black Country. I really champion local communities. That's a really big thing for me, is local heroes and sharing their story and giving a platform to these people. So within my work I really love doing that, and then within my artist practice as well I really want to dive into that more. I know that the practice that I do can benefit other people. I can capture events, I can capture them a moment in time, and I want to put that to good use. I think a huge thing for me is that growing up I just retreated to being online, and I loved digital spaces and talking to people around the world, which probably wasn't a safe thing to do as a child but it's something that really opened up my horizons of knowing that there were people like me and there were people who had the same interests as me. They just might not be at my doorstep, and that was something that I just loved. YouTubers, always grew up watching them, and so then as I became an adult I kind of wanted to steer away from that, but I think to keep in tune with my younger self I never want to actually lose that. Big influences for me is like the Japanese photographer Hiro Max. She did amazing photography in the 90s, basically just capturing girlhood, and that's a huge thing that I just loved growing up, of like women are allowed to be messy and weird and gross. There was also Rocky Mag that I really loved as well, which was very like collage, twee, very of its time. But now as I'm 26, I want to be more analogue and more human and with the people in my local communities, because there are people at my doorstep that do have the same interests as me and the same hobbies. I don't have to retreat and hide away, it's all there. It's just the case of me being willing enough to go out and find them. More Art Inc. has been a really wonderful experience for me, to be able to stop seeing a right and a wrong in art with all practices, especially my own. I'm so bad for thinking that there's a right way of doing it and there's only one way of doing it, and if you're not doing it that way then you're doing it wrong, you're not professional, and you lose legitimacy, and that's not the case. I've really been able to kind of let go of any prejudice that I have against myself or my work, and especially with the workshops that we had with Luke Routledge, I was able to just make and create, of just letting my hands make, and my brain was able to shut off. I wasn't having to think too much and calculate and what's the next thing I'm going to do and how am I going to use this and blah blah blah. I was just able to relax, remove myself, and just kind of have that childlike experience of creativity. I think a big thing as well is getting to meet local artists, because of saying before of wanting to meet people who do have the same interests as me and are creative within my local area. It's amazing to see that there were so many people who applied, and the people who got on genuinely are passionate about their work. They're not just doing it for a laugh. My perspective on the art scene in the West Midlands as a whole was very negative. When I was growing up and in the Black Country, I didn't feel like there was anything really here for me, hence why I ran away. But then as I've come back, I feel like the city of Birmingham, Wolverhampton have really developed and established art communities that weren't there before, and so I'm very fortunate that I was able to come back and kind of just weave my way in. But I think it's very much up and coming. I'm hoping that in the next few years there is more investment. There's lots of discussion that there is, and there's a UK Creative Summit that's happening in Birmingham, and I'm hoping that that sparks conversations. Birmingham's the second city, I think Wolverhampton's third, and it should have more investment and care when it comes to creativity, because it's got such a rich history and heritage within the Black Country and Birmingham of art and culture, and I don't know why it gets neglected. I think we're at an up-and-coming time. I think things are developing and I'm really excited to be a part of it.
Beautiful. Stay where you are.